Okay guys, here we have it. The Arrma Limitless version 2 finally hit Europe. And so I know it's been out for a while in the US. And so I just went to pick it up, and the first thing I did was of course to film it for you guys to see. So let's get on opening it. This is my first look. This is my unboxing of this new car. Let's check it out. So here we have the box. This is the actual car itself. So here it is, guys. The Arrma Limitless V2 roller. So here we have it, guys. Very similar to the original Limitless. And we have the rattle can edition of the body. And so here we have the V2 with the new mounts. And so basically the changes from the V1 to the V2 is that we have a new motor mount accommodating for bigger motors. We have a new ESC mount with room for much larger ESCs. Apparently we also have a new servo horn, so a 23 style servo interface, unfortunately, because I'm not using a Spectrum. And then I see the receiver box is a little bit smaller than the one we had before. We see the antenna now is on this side instead of the inside. The new spool assembly with the longer or the extended back here of the spool assembly, and then we have some shorter drives reducing vibrations. We have another final drive ratio, meaning that we have a slower speed on the actual inside here in comparison to before. And so the drive shaft here will spin slower, having the same wheel speed. That's basically how it is. Supposedly stiffer springs in the front. And we have some shorter battery trays. I was just about to forget that. We have the shorter battery trays in comparison to the V1 Limitless. I will probably have to use these 5000 milliampere hours 70C batteries. If there is not another way, I will be able to make these 6200 batteries here fit, but they are definitely too big to go into the Arrma Limitless. These big behemoth of packs, definitely too big, like you see here. I don't know if there's any other way I can make them fit, but I will have to look into that. The 1721 from Castle, so this should be no issue at all coming in. We have about 10 millimeters spare here in the back. I will be using the XLX2 ESC, so yeah, there's just enough room for the XLX2 to go in. And I see that we have some options here to move the strap a little bit out of the way. But let's check what's in here. Like I said, we have all the pins for the body posts, inserts for the rear. We have the Allen key wrench and the wrench for the wheels, the wheel nut tool here. Very useful, very nice to have. And some shims for the spool, it seems. Very nice. This is just a blank chart for the body. So we have this one, the windshields and big Arrma logos and so on. And here we have the Limitless decals. Here we have a gearing chart showing different gears you can run, and also showing here that we have the 3090 spur or spool gear included, and then the final drive ratio, I guess this is, or the gearing ratios here. And here we have, yeah, the overall dimensions for the batteries, maximum of 150 millimeters, and a width of 53 millimeters and a height of 70 according to this chart. And then we are supposedly including a standard motor plate for 50 millimeter cans, and that is 25.4 millimeter. It seems 25.4 millimeter distance between the holes of the motor, which is what Castle comes with. And then there's an optional 40 millimeter bracket that you can buy for 40 millimeter motors, and that will probably be, instead of 25.4, it will be 25 millimeter hole distance. And then we have a 36 millimeter mount or slide motor plate for 56 millimeter motors, of course, and that will be 30 millimeter hole distance for those to mount. And so we have the instruction manual and some technical information about how to disassemble the shocks, and the exploited view, and the spool assembly, and the front diff exploited view specifically. And so here we have some additional screws. So yeah guys, this is the Arrma Limitless V2 roller, rattle can roller, and we will be putting this thing together very shortly. So stay tuned for more, and we will see what we can do with this. Big shout out to RCexplained for doing a very in-depth video explaining the differences between the V1 and the V2 Limitless. And also shout out to James Mccoy, who's been very helpful in recommending me what to buy in regards to the new version here. Thank you very much. There will be a link specifically in the description to RCexplained's video. There will be a link to James Mccoy's series of building the Limitless V2. He has some very nice information about when you put this together, how to avoid getting blowovers, how to lower the car properly, and stuff like that. Is very, very useful, and it's really great to see that we have information like that out there. So I will link to that video as well. Thank you guys for watching. See you next.